哒哒哒哒哒哒哒哒哒。干妈的，现在什么都要易爆你，突然觉得易爆你变得好珍贵哦。回基地啦！开始最终一战。我觉得属性攻，进剧情。
Hey, Mr. Know-It-All is here. You know, your focus buddy who never smiles. I didn't know what to do with him, so I had him wait in your room.
Got it. Thanks. Well, Silence. Looks like you finally found a door you could open without me.
I'm glad it's there, actually. It kept me from having to mingle with the company people. But enough prattle. I believe you owe me an explanation. Your plans for the Zenith base.
You're right. I do owe you. My spear in your throat for deceiving me again. At the Hades Proving Lab.
I doubt you asked me here for that kind of reckoning.
No. Right now, I need your help. So I'm giving you one final chance. But if you ever betray me again, I will kill you no matter what the circumstance. Understood?
Very well. Though we'll both face a decidedly short future if you can't get us inside that base.
Aloy, your other guest is here. She's, coming to you.
Thanks. Good timing. The truth is, I can't actually get us into the base. But she can.
The company you keep is even worse than I thought.
Not a fan of surprises, are you? Oh, look. That must be your little invention. Does the weapon work? Without self-destructing?
Of course it does. I've eliminated the imperfections and greatly improved its design and output.
How can we be sure?
Care for a demonstration?
Enough, both of you. We're in this together, at least for now. Go talk to Erend. Tell him I said to give you rooms of your own. I'll come see you when I get a chance. Oh no, you first. Gotta get everyone in the control room so Tilda can tell us what she knows about the Zenith base. Focus. It's Varl's. I used to think no Nora would ever accept one. Varl did. Even when he was overwhelmed. He refused to let me push him away.
Let me push you away.
trouble with Kotallo, always kicking my ass.
You said I'm gonna get at it.
The way my luck's going, I'll bet you're a pro.
Aloy, it appears that we have some interesting new guests. I'm glad to see you're okay, though. I heard you gave the Tenakth something to talk about. I was half expecting you to burst in through the ceiling riding a sunwing.
Sorry to disappoint. Thoughts on our new Zenith acquaintance?
I'd say she smells like death, but even death smells of something. She's more like a cold piece of metal, bent on repelling all semblance of life.
She's definitely different. Ready to head over to the Zenith base?
Whatever comes, we will endure.
Have you talked to any of our new friends?
Erend and I tried speaking to Sylens, but apparently our tribal prattle is unnecessary.
Charming, isn't he? I have to go.
We'll make sure Erend doesn't punch Sylens in the face, if that's what you mean.
Thanks.
Aloy, you came back with some interesting friends.
Wish I could say we don't need them. But Sylens and Tilda are here for a reason. Even Regalla.
Yeah. Enemy of my enemy and all that, right?
Right.
对哦，连雷加大都来了，我忘了。
You, talk to Tilda at all?
I tried. I don't think even a hot forge could melt that ice. And you say she wants to help?
I think so. Well, let's hope. Doesn't look like any of our guests are making trouble.
Yet. So, Kotallo tells me you flew. That's new. I'm busting my balls trying to learn to read. You're out there having all the fun.
Don't worry. You'll be getting all the fun you can handle soon. With the Zeniths.
Looking forward to it.
And Sylens is keeping to himself, as usual.
I was hoping he'd give me an excuse to hammer his sorry ass to the ground.
Please don't.
You telling me you wouldn't want to get just one good hit on that smug face of his? After everything he's done?
Sure. Later. Right now, he's got something we need. I better get going.
Oh, you know where to...
It's all going to be... You flew? Kotallo told me. And took out Regalla's machines? You know what? I don't even know why I'm surprised. I saw we have visitors and a new weapon. Does this mean we're ready to take the fight to the Zeniths?
Almost. Suppose you saw that Tilda is here. Our very own Zenith.
I almost went up to her to ask her, well, every question I've ever had about the Legacy. Every diviner I know would kill to get 5 minutes with one of the old ones. But now that she's here, all I feel is a vague unease. I don't know if I'm scared of finding out more uncomfortable truths, or just scared of her. Probably both.
You sure you're okay going on this mission? I know things must be happening pretty fast for you.
I've already braved oceans and madmen who thought they were ancestors reborn. Why not a few immortals with lethal drones at their command, too?
Guess the more the merrier. Are you okay?
I was wondering, is it really safe having someone like Regalla here? She seems angry. The kind of angry that leads to murdering people in their sleep.
Don't worry. We're going to point that anger in the right direction. Zeniths.
If you say so.
I hope our new guests have been behaving.
Sylens. He's the one who built the weapon that can take down Zenith's shields?
He is. But I wouldn't expect him to answer any questions about it. He refuses to dole out his secrets to us lesser mortals.
Oh.
You know that special part of us that makes us warm, kind, welcoming?
Our spirit?
Yeah. He was born without that. I need to wrap up a few things, but stay sharp.
I'll be ready when you call.
I see you've got your new arm ready to go.
Yes. It still feels strange. I've gotten used to the absence, but no matter. I'm sure I will need it before the attack on the Zenith base is through.
Haven't seen you since the battle at the Grove. How are you holding up?
I saw you fly on the wings of the Ten, and paralyze Regalla's army with lightning. I would say that I am inspired.
Thank you, I guess.
It is I who should be thanking you.
Did you meet Tilda?
There is something about her that doesn't seem natural. I wouldn't be surprised if my sword went through her and she didn't bleed at all.
Honestly, with her, nothing would surprise me. Your people keep mentioning the wings of the Ten. What exactly does it mean?
The visions tell us that the Ten flew on great metal machines with wings and leapt into battle from the sky for us. To imitate this feat, it is why the challengers leap, and now, like the deeds of the Ten. So,
I won't lie. Pretty good.
I can only imagine.
Things will get ugly once the Zeniths realize we're in their base. You'll need every trick you've ever learned.
I would have it no other way. Many soldiers died in the old world to make sure we stood here today. We will endure on their behalf. Though, I am curious how you intend to defeat the Zeniths.
Leave that to me. Just make sure you're ready to fight.
As you say. You have more than earned my trust.
Look, I know you're probably not happy about keeping Regalla around, but I want her on our side when we fight the Zeniths.
It is more than she deserves. Even so, I will not question your judgment.
Thank you, Akatana. I have to go.
Understood.
跟每个人讲话都挺有趣的。哎呦，
There you are.
毛毛虫鱼友，原来你在这里啊？
Well done, Aloy. Despite my reservations, you managed to secure Sylens and his weapon. You're truly a shining example of Mrs. Fortitude.
I've been thinking about what you said at your house. how you were friends with Elizabeth. It was more than that, wasn't it?
Perceptive as ever. You're right, we were together for a time.
Okay, so... what happened?
I was an orphan. I had always been alone. By my 30s, I was starting to wonder if that was simply my fate in life. We kept running into each other at conferences. We'd have coffee. At some point, it became drinks. I thought it was just shop talk, an exchange of ideas, but then I was surprised at how much I looked forward to seeing her. Soon we were flying halfway across the world every other week just to meet up. For the first time, I didn't feel lonely. I could imagine a future where I wasn't. I think Liz felt the same way at first. She had lost her mother a few years back. I filled a void for her. I know I did. But as time passed, it seemed as though she wanted less, and I wanted more. And so we ended things.
So helping me, restoring Elizabeth's dream, it's what?
A second chance, yes. I made a mistake leaving Earth while Liz stayed behind. I should have done more. So when I saw you, a woman who has carved her own remarkable path, beyond even what made Liz a phenomenon, I knew I had to help her, to do right by her.
Why did you make the data channel look like your house?
I built that house as a shelter to cultural artifacts of incalculable value. Yes. I thought if she could... a heritage... I'm sorry, I had to cut.
Why do you think...
I've wondered that for... She was brilliant. Visionary. She cared so deeply for the world. For the betterment of humanity. But it also felt like she kept everyone at arm's length, including me. She never wanted to share her burdens. I think, in the end, she had a core that she never let anyone be part of. Sometimes I wonder if anyone really knew her.
为什么他头有点要歪一
I
边？
found a recording of you and Elizabeth back in the proving lab after Farzineth's attempt to steal Gaia.
Yes. A most unpleasant conversation.
She said something after the call. I think she regretted how things ended between you.
Did she? All this time. Thank you for telling me. I've always hated that those were the last words we ever said to each other. And that her last impression of me was as a functionary of Farzineth, not who I truly am.
You said before that you're not like the other Zeniths.
Out of necessity, both when Earth was consumed and when the cult, I did what I had to. But I resolved to remain one step ahead of the others, to try to hence the data channel with Beta.
When it's time to break into the Zenith base, what can we expect?
I'll go over the full layout when she... Suffice it to say, we will need to push, as there are also printing facilities where the others have been amassing the net.
What for?
First for use in the base's infrastructure, and then...
When I was out in the wilds, I saw a shuttle take off from the island.
It was likely ferrying materials to... After hundreds of years luxuriating in our digital comforts, the ship was barely space where disaster can strike it.
Have you figured out how Silence...
No, and he's been very careful. I'll admit it bothers me, but I am confident it will deactivate.
How many of them are...
10, including Eric and Gerard.
So, Eric...
I believe he got worse over time. On Earth, he was the founder of a profitable private military company. Even as governments abandoned human combat, he found success with clientele that required a more personal touch. There were also rumors that he personally, but on Sirius he retreated to virtual. In them he could go on rampages as
Alva's tribe believes he was one of the great.
then they would be quite disappointed to meet him.
What can you tell me about Gerard?
He was the head of the world's largest financial conglomerate. It made him one of the wealthiest people on Earth, and certainly
What does one person do with that much money?
buy more power, more influence. Gerard's always believed himself to be a refined, but beneath that exterior, it was his decision to restrict Beta's upbringing while we were painted as her.
Well, we'll deal with him soon enough.
I would very much like to see his.
When I was in the ruins of Vegas, I found data on a man named Stanley Chen. I think he was a Zenith.
Stanley, ever the optimist, was one of the good ones. When we established our colony, he built an exact replica of Las Vegas in virtual reality. Lights, shows, gambling, and while others cloistered themselves in their own fantasies, he flung his door.
Why are you talking about him?
No, he perished when our colony. He would have been thrilled to discover that part of him.
When Beta escaped and hid in an ancient research facility, who was she?
A dull star amidst a sea of, unlike most of Far Zenith's members who amassed their wealth through shrewd business, Verbena inherited her billions. Her father had achieved great success. At age 24, she became the world's most eligible bachelorette, granting her someone who leverages their fame to
Like a cult?
in a way, yes.
Well, she must have done some.
She was her own brand of ruthless. That much is true. But even brats can cling to a vessel for escape.
Okay, so I've...
An array of the wealthiest people.
Let me guess.
Most, but no. There were a few with whom I got along. Onyx, she founded the Holonet's most successful dance channel, and I had fascinating discussions with Song Jiao about her work in cellular biology. Our immortality treatments are due in part, but then there were others like Devin Miller, the CEO of a fast food printing corporation. His only real preoccupations were perfecting his golf swing and taking self-hollows. When I think about all of us, we really should have accomplished more. We had a turn.
Okay.
I'll be here until... And thank you, Aloy, for giving me this chance. My past has always been a struggle. More than once I've lost everything. But when I look to the future, I see Liz's dream fulfilled. A universe of new possibilities.
Maybe we can make it happen.
We will. I won't let anything get in the way. I promise you that.
Did you need something?
干，原来黑人你在这里哦。哦，因为我每次都把风背送的蓝带打爆，所以我永远都拿不到风背送蓝带。北齐。讲话。
Bravo. You managed to sway a Zenith to your side. Care to explain?
Not a chance. I thought you said the weapon was ready.
There's always room to optimize. But that's not why you're here. I assume you want to comprehend my undertakings. So, ask away.
Since when were you so forthcoming?
Since you turned this into a waiting game. And as it seems you have found modest success, perhaps I'm willing to be generous.
Okay, so your big plan, everything you've been manipulating for the last few months. Let me see if I got this straight. You learned about the Zeniths from Hades when you interrogated it. Then you came up with a plan to defeat them by using a Tenakth army and that weapon. And to get the Tenakth to fight for you, or rather the Sons of Prometheus, armed Regalla's rebels with override tech.
Did you have an actual question, or are you still playing catch-up?
So all this time, even before I found the coordinates at the Spire, you were out here scheming. Why couldn't you just tell me?
When I learned of the Zenith's return to Earth, I laid out my plans. I knew I would one day require an army of overzealous Tenakth to assault the Zenith base. The casualties would be extreme. And I knew you would never allow such a sacrifice, no matter how necessary. Thus, I devised a means to remove your interference from the equation. At the Hades Proving Lab.
You wanted me to surrender to the Zenith at the Hades Proving Lab. They almost killed me.
Based on everything I knew about them, I concluded they would find you a useful asset, thereby keeping you out of harm's way and, more importantly, out of my way.
So you really didn't know they had their own clone of Elizabeth?
No. Unfortunately, there was no way I could have known that particular detail.
Detail? Well, I guess if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here today. Tell me about the weapon. How does it work?
I've upgraded the delivery system. It now emits a wave-like effect covering a significant distance.
That doesn't fully answer my question.
No, but I'd be a fool to reveal its inner workings. After all, why did you withhold your plan for dealing with the Zenith drones? Yes, even you can appreciate the value of secrecy in warrant. Suffice it to say that the weapon will work. The intricacies of how is knowledge that is mine alone.
Why create the Sons of Prometheus? You didn't need a Sarah to make override tech.
They were a necessary safeguard. My time serving Hades and the Eclipse demonstrated the risks of getting directly involved. Through the Sons of Prometheus, I could execute my plans, all while remaining anonymous.
Except to a Sarah. How did you get a Sarah to work for you?
I knew there was an associate of the Oseram Tinker, Durval, who escaped his failed assault on Meridian. It was trivial to track her down and gain her cooperation. She wanted to succeed where Durval had failed.
So you promised her Regalla and the Tenakth. The Sarah would help you create a machine-writing army, and wanted to see Meridian burn as much as she did.
And so a partnership was born out of thirst for blood, bonded in mutual self-interest.
You think you had everything figured out, huh?
I did.
Why help Regalla take over? If you wanted an army, you could have just gone to Hekarro.
Before Regalla's rebellion, Hekarro was only concerned with battling machines and fostering friendships with the Carja. Even if I gained his ear, he would never agree to send his forces to battle a threat he couldn't understand.
So helping a bloodthirsty exile was easier?
Yes. Exceedingly so. All Regalla craved was war against the Carja and anyone who threatens the Tenakth. She would have led the tribe into battle without question, which was precisely what I needed.
While I was out there, I had a couple run-ins with the Quen.
The tribe from across the ocean. And?
Their entire tribe was shaped around the Discovery focuses. One of them, Alva, even joined me here. Don't you want to know more about them?
No. They stumbled upon the greatest technological artifact from the ancient world. What did they do with it? They shrouded the knowledge they unearthed in mysticism and taboo, creating a pantheon out of corporate shields.
Yes, well, it also led them to Thebes.
Did it now?
So those run-ins with the Quen I mentioned. On one of them I teamed up with their expedition to search Thebes. We found Pharaoh at the end.
You must have needed Omega clearance. So, what was it like?
Worse than you can imagine.
He single-handedly wiped out collective human knowledge. I'm sure it was still less than he deserved.
Let me guess. You would have scraped him into a jar so you could prod his brain, like what you did with Hades.
For a start.
Alright, Silence. I think I've talked to you long enough. I'll let you know when it's time to go. And try not to mess with Tilda while you're in here, okay? I don't need the two of you butting heads.
Ah, yes. About your Zenith ally. I wonder if you understand what kind of person you're dealing with. For someone to live as long as she has, outlast as many calamities, well, your goals may be aligned now, but I'd watch for the moment they diverge.
Yeah, I'm aware. Reminds me of someone else I know.
Survival is only a necessity to my greater purpose. I'd hoped you'd recognize that by now.
Do you know something or not?
Oh, I know a great deal of things. But on this, you just call it a feeling.
Oh, a feeling? You mean you finally had one? Huh. Guess even you can change, Silence.
I'm gonna clean my gear a little. I can do yours if you want. Don't mention it.
谁能告诉我雷加拉在哪里？干啊，雷加拉呢？我找了那么久，看他们讲了那么久的话，我本来不看到雷加拉里头。雷加拉不是应该也要出现吗？
This place smells wrong. No sand or wind, only cold steel. And the others up there, your squad.
They can hold their own. As for this base, it may not be what you're used to, but it is a shelter.
Call it what it is. A cage.
You came here on your own.
For the battle you promised. So for now I wait in my cage for your love. Tell me when to strike.
The whole time I've been in the West, I've been fighting you and your rebels. I'd at least like to know why.
You were among the enemy. What more is there to know?
Why did you do it?
Dork, Jaroka, Macabre. And the Karja pushed into the desert to raid our people. My brother's squad was among the first to intercept them. But the Karja captured them, strung them up, and burned them alive as an example. It was too late. I found them by the sound of their screams.
So you wanted vengeance?
Vengeance? No. I wanted devastation. To tear down the Karja's cities and drown the land in blood. Hunt down every last survivor and grind their bones until the sky chokes on the dust. But my chief betrayed me. Betrayed the Tanakh.
How did Hekarro betray you?
Hekarro called on the clans to resist the Karja's red raids. But we did more than just defend. We hunted them. And they fled, as children before a pack of claw striders, all the way to their border. There we ripped down their stone walls. Their domain was ours for the taking. But when it came time to push on, Hekarro ordered us to fall back. What soldier retreats when slaughter is at hand?
The kind who wants peace for their people.
Peace is just a lull between vendettas. But I thought my chief had greater tactics in mind, so I stood by him, even when he allowed that filthy Karja to join our ranks.
Fashav.
I enjoyed watching him die at the embassy. He should have been put down when we first captured him on the field. Instead, Hekarro made him a marshal.
Fashav told me how he became a marshal. He earned it just like any Tenakth.
It was an insult. No outlander can ever deserve to wear armor, bear marks. And then a Karja messenger was brought before us. That's when I knew. I had to run my blade through Hekarro and drag his treacherous corpse to the gates of the sun.
What happened when the Karja messenger appeared before Hekarro?
The quivering priests bore a message from their new king. No more war. No more raids. Suddenly the Karja wanted to talk peace. An embassy at the very fortress we tore down. A true Tenakth would never take a Karja truce. Their blood exists to be spilled, but Hekarro lapped up the priest's message. He showed himself a Karja-loving traitor, which he accepted. That's when I challenged him.
And lost.
His mercy was just another sign of his weakness. I vowed never to rest until the debt was repaid, with him on his knees before me. So with an army of soldiers and machines at my back, I returned. The day you got in my way.
The deal you made. Override tech in exchange for an assault on the Zenith base. How did Sylens approach you?
Their name means nothing to me. My agreement was with the Oseram Asera and their sons of Prometheus.
So all this time, you didn't even know who you were really dealing with? And you trusted an Outlander?
If it was a trick, I would have crushed her. But she spoke with the same burning hatred for the Karja. And she offered me the chance to run them down in shields. The terror in your enemy's eyes when they see you charge. You know what I'm talking about. I bet you felt it.
I don't think so. What about your end of the deal? Would you have honored it?
Had I killed Hekarro and become chief, these Zeniths would have been the first of the tribe's victories, but because of you, my people continue to resort to you. A tribe of weaklings.
Because of me, hundreds of Tenakth won't throw away their lives in a battle they can't win. Are you really going to fight alongside me?
I have no reason to betray you.
Really?
I failed to kill Hekarro, failed to eliminate you. No Tenakth would follow me now. The Karja remain out of my reach, cowering behind their walls. All I have left are the screams of those long dead and unending rage. So show me where to bury it.
All right. I guess we'll both face the end soon enough.
Ever since you got in my way, I've wanted to see your bones burned white beneath the sun. But if I'm to die in battle, then it might as well be with the one who flew with the wings of the Ten.
I'll let you know when it's time to move out.
但所有人都讲过话了，可以准备最终决战。最终决战兵器，但在最终决战之前，有一个地方我要先去一趟。
Like snow clouds?
当然是拉斯维加斯。
Remedies for all who need them.
Good to see you again. And above, have you found?
Yeah.
So,
Let's see this.
you got it.
Take hello.
Fireworks like Moreland's. And all that other stuff floating around. Is that snow?
Don't think so.
Dust?
No.
Hail?
I think it's just sparkles.
Oh. Interesting. Oh, and
Interesting.
before I forget, help yourself to the contents of that chest over there. For our heroine dares to
主龟，耶！所有的遗物都有了，我们还拿到了主龟，主龟。
Sure, I live up to all that, but thanks.
奇怪的武器。这把主龟有办法升级吗？没办法。
Moreland talked you into learning the bizarre experiment.
好了，真刀最终决战。这是什么？还有什么吗？说起来，这里是不是铁条镇是有一个可以打架的？这里。
Here to practice.
防御突破 R112。
Close attention to your opponent's stance. Read their intentions. Choose your attacks to break their defense. Doesn't last forever. That spirit can give you the edge in battle. Keep energizing it and then your enemies. Triggering those energy blasts should help you vanquish your opponents. How an impressive
yield! I yield!
嫩我的共振器爆发都还没放。
Well fought, friend.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Ooh. Serves me right for thinking I could go up against the savior of Meridian. Here, have this.
Thank you, Hodor.
Don't be a stranger.
I should go.
I'll be here.
铁条阵、至毛地、大堡垒、荆棘沼。大堡垒我是直接打过了。啊，荆棘沼呢？荆棘沼在这里。哦，好像还没耶。好啊好啊，都打一打好了，搞不好可以拿到那个。搞不好可以拿到金色的长枪。
Is this a...
It is. I'm Arayo. You're the one who defeated Regal at the Grove. Single-handedly wrecked her mission. You're a champion among us. Anyway, if you've been to another, same rules apply. You can train or only your complete all of our...
And when I beat...
If. And yes, a token...
Who is this Endure? All I've heard is that they...
Earn 3 marks.
8万按住。靠北哦！妈的嘞，干妈那个视角也妈太烂了吧！
You can't win a battle if you're dead, and distance will keep you alive. This combination gets you out of trouble and punishes your enemy.
妈的嘞，你可以写清楚吗？智障。 也太难了吧！啊！太难了吧！
Survival on the battlefield is down to tactics. Your best target isn't always the closest, so select your target and strike.
靠北哦，干妈他反击我呢，看看你的鸡呗。啊！
Really hurt a defensive opponent, use a block breaker. Then chain it into an attack using a half moon slash.
是哦，开始觉得这是没什么意义了。
Choose your attack. Concentration. Are you hurt? Fight on, brother.
我干，原来你们有2个人呢，这样贱不贱呢？
Not bad. You alright? I am not. Nice. Good. Combinations.
看你娘的！妈的这个视野干你娘的！妈的杀小啊！
Nice attack. Stand and fight. Enough. The challenge is over.
不是啊，干！妈的什么烂东西呀、啊！妈的嘞！
You a still blade is a useless this fight. Where is your confidence?
有没有？
Not bad. Are you injured?
My blade can still strike. Good combinations. Challenge me.
Nice attack. You need conviction, brother.
Keep that blade moving. You've mastered combining attacks.
My blade hasn't fallen.
Excellent work.
Right, Outlander.
干，他可以手一直归在里面哦。
I can fight. Good work.
Blood of the 10. We yield.
God.
Damn it. Damn, you're tough. Here.
Thanks.
And then the endure. And let me know if you will always be welcome.
击败狼。
Until next time, Areo.
I will be here.
然后呢？这个也完成了。这个也完成了。就剩荆棘找的那一个了。 鸡鸡爪，鸡鸡爪。
This is a...
Yeah, and you must be the one who... Still, and just like you can use... If you can...
And when I win...
Once you've earned...
The masters guess you were right.
You want to know...
干毁天灭祭连级是什么？
Bye for now. Tonight.
I'll be here.
不是啊，这世界上还有毁天灭祭连级这种东西哦。 好了，我已经会毁天灭地连击了。
Maximize damage to a single opponent. Break their weapon lock.
所以这招蛮好用的。
Follow up with the destroyer.
之前我都没发现有这一招啊，毁天灭地连击。暂停
It's vital to control your combat space and not get surrounded. The spinning scythe not only hits multiple enemies, it clears the space around
you. 能量突破。
Energize your enemy by chaining that energy surge with other attacks.
这招不错呢，干这些连击其实都还蛮强的。有点困难。半月斩。 什么意思？失败了吗？强力攻击。啊？
Starting with a powerful attack can be tricky because they're so slow. So use a half moon slash for speed, then link into other attacks.
干，接下来就是这个了，对不对？ 真的好强！
That's it, you're done.
他真的好强哦，他有那个盾牌，干我们。 对啊，他那个盾牌干妈根本就打不爆哎、欸，到底要怎么打爆？按住。干，我没有放，靠北干，我他妈连闪都不能闪嘞、欸，干你啊嘞，妈的！ 妈的智障啊！ 有没有？干妈他那一招根本就没得闪啊！靠北嘞，是要怎么样？妈的有够扯！有没有？有没有？干他还可以这样子，这样位移，然后干妈我完全闪不掉。妈靠北的，干你啊！这什么烂东西呀、他妈的还可以妈的直接突破我本人，然后位移到我后面。干老师，你确定？干他可以妈的进到上面去，我不行。靠腰嘞，干你啊嘞！妈的什么？这干你啊！干他这不是 bug， 什么是 bug？ 靠北干他可以上去，我不行上去。要干他妈的一直待在上面就好啦。看。什么烂东西呀、啊！干妈这什么烂垃圾？妈白痴才他妈继续浪费时间的，靠北！妈的嘞！靠腰干妈还有那一种的，干妈他可以走上来，然后干我整卡在这里，干妈浪费我时间呐、啊！什么？妈的设计这游戏的人到底自己有没有玩过啊？妈做出一坨大便，你自己知道吗？干你妈妈跟生了你这坨大便出来，让你妈恶心全世界呀、啊！靠腰嘞，干妈真是浪费时间嘞！再他妈玩下去，我他妈干妈肯定吐血！我智障啊！他妈做了一坨大便出来啊！干你啊嘞！北七，我他妈想认真解完这个妈的游戏了，妈我一定是智障！看老师的北七，干你啊，鸡掰！浪费人生啊！妈的嘞，还在那边干嘛跟他打？干嘛老师嘞？干嘛就妈一直躲在那里就好了，靠标嘞！然后妈的干嘛，我就站他前面的，他还可以干嘛的他妈穿越我，然后闪到我后面去，什么烂视角啊，什么烂设计啊，干嘛 bug 一堆，你们知不知道啊？果然是垃圾哎！干妈还是快点玩一玩，结束这个粪 game 好了。妈的，超智障！
Okay, everyone. We all know what's at stake. Beta, Gaia. Not to mention life on Earth. Now, it might seem like the Zeniths are invincible, but they're not. We've got what it takes to break into their base and defeat them. We even have one of them on our side. Tilda, show us the base.
It is constructed atop the ruins of an ancient military facility on an island to the southwest. I can get us inside. To this location. Undetected.
How exactly?
You'll know when you need to. Once inside, our goal will be this structure. The launch tower. Gaia and Beta are being held at the top. But along the way, We will face overwhelming resistance. Most importantly from Gerard, Eric, and the others. But also...
Once I take away their shields, we should be able to deal with them. But it will be easier to deploy the device if someone else is carrying it. I'll need a strong back.
Carry stuff? Yeah, I can do that.
Even if your device works, there will still be Spectre drones coursing them.
If only we had an army to fight them.
I've got that under control. You'll know when we need to. All right. We'll meet up again just before we go in. Where's the best place to rendezvous?
On the coast, just across from the island. Once there, I'll show you the way.
Okay. I'll let you know when I arrive at the rendezvous point. And then you can join me. In the meantime, do whatever you need to prepare. Understood? You two? A minute? Tilda helped me get in touch with Beta, and she told me something important. There's an installation inside the base. It's called a regulator. Here. Once we're inside, I need you two to split off from everyone else and destroy it. So you'll have to bring explosives. This will help stop the drones. Everything depends on it. You with me? After that, I want you to find a way to infiltrate the Zenith network.
How?
Go over all the data that Beta left behind. She knew how to do it, I'm sure of that.
All right. But why? What am I trying to do?
Find information about Zeniths. Anything Tilda's not telling us. Silence is right about one thing. There's no way we can take her on her word.
I'll do my best.
Keep her safe, okay?
On my life.
On my life. 到底会不会各怀鬼胎呢？干妈又要与同伴交谈，那不是才交谈过？妈的！
I'll be gentle, I promise.
Without it, there's no cable.
Payback's all I'm looking for.
Don't worry, 记个路。